What if one man's decision could reshape the global economy or send it crashing down? On June 17th, 2025, President Trump's new tariffs are making headlines, sparking debates, and shaking markets worldwide. Is this a bold move to put America first, or a dangerous gamble that could trigger a financial meltdown? You're watching Shockwave News Live, and today we're diving deep into the chaos of Trump's trade war. Stick with us. This is going to get intense. Let's set the stage. Donald Trump returned to the White House in January 2025, and one of his first moves was to double down on his signature trade strategy, tariffs. For those who don't know, tariffs are taxes on imported goods, designed to protect local industries by making foreign products more expensive. Back in his first term, Trump slapped tariffs on China, Canada, and the EU, claiming they'd bring jobs back to America. Now in 2025, he's gone bigger. Reports from June 2025 show Trump has introduced a new wave of tariffs, 25% on imports from China, 15% on the EU, and a whopping 30% on goods from countries he calls economic adversaries. His reasoning? To force companies to manufacture in the U.S. and punish nations he believes are taking advantage of America. But here's the catch. These tariffs aren't just numbers on paper. They're a high-stakes chess game with global consequences. Trump's approach is rooted in deal-making. He's known for rewarding allies and hitting enemies hard. For example, countries like India, which recently signed a trade pact with the U.S., got tariff exemptions. Meanwhile, China faces the brunt, with tensions already at a boiling point. But experts are warning, this strategy lacks a clear roadmap. Trade agreements are now so complex, spanning thousands of pages, that businesses and investors are struggling to keep up. So, what's really at stake here? Let's break it down. First, the U.S. economy. Tariffs might sound like a win for American workers. More jobs, right? But the reality is messier. A June 2025 report from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce estimates that these new tariffs could raise the cost of everyday goods, like electronics, cars, and even groceries, by up to 20%. That's because American companies often rely on imported parts. When those parts get pricier, guess who pays the bill? You, the consumer. Then there's the global ripple effect. China, the EU, and other nations aren't sitting quietly. Just last week on June 10th, 2025, China announced retaliatory tariffs on U.S. exports like soybeans and tech products. The EU followed suit, targeting American whiskey and cars with a 20% tariff. This tit-for-tat trade war is heating up fast, and it's not just governments fighting. Businesses are caught in the crossfire. Take Apple, for example. Over 60% of their products are assembled in China. With these new tariffs, analysts predict Apple might have to raise iPhone prices by $200 or more, or shift production to the U.S., which could take years and cost billions. Smaller businesses are even worse off. A Michigan-based toy manufacturer told CNN they might have to shut down because they can't absorb these costs. And here's the kicker. The U.S. deficit is ballooning. Trump's administration just passed a continuing resolution to raise the debt ceiling, and projections for 2025 show the deficit could be the fourth largest in history. Some economists are sounding the alarm. If this trade war escalates, it could spark a global recession by 2026. The world is reacting, and it's not pretty. On X, hashtags like Trump tariffs and Trade War 2025 are trending, with over 500,000 posts in the last 48 hours. Some Americans are cheering Trump on, saying, "It's about time we stood up to China." But others are furious. One X user wrote, "I can't afford a $200 price hike on my phone. Trump's killing the middle class. Another posted, "My small business is done. Thanks, Trump." Globally, the mood is even darker. In Beijing, Chinese officials called the tariffs economic bullying and vowed to hit back harder. In Berlin, EU leaders warned that a full-blown trade war could devastate both economies. Protests erupted in London and Paris, with signs reading "Stop the Trade War." Meanwhile, Wall Street is on edge on June 16th, 2025. The Dow dropped 800 points in a single day, the biggest dip this year. But here's the question and everyone's asking: is Trump playing a dangerous game? Some experts say his tariffs are a negotiating tactic, a way to force better trade deals. Others aren't so sure. Economist Jane Carter told Bloomberg, "There's no consistency here. It's chaos. Businesses can't plan, and that uncertainty is poison for the economy." Is this really about putting America first, or is Trump risking it all for political points? Let's step back and look at the bigger picture. Trump's tariffs aren't just about economics. They're about power. For decades, the U.S. has been the world's economic leader, but that dominance is slipping. China's rise, the EU's unity, and even India's growing influence are challenging America's position. Trump's trade war is his way of fighting back to reassert control in a world that's changing fast. But at what cost? History tells us trade wars rarely have winners. The Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act of 1930 deepened the Great Depression, tanking global trade by 66%. Are we heading down the same path? The stakes are high, not just for the U.S., but for the entire world. If prices keep rising, families will struggle to afford basics. If businesses shut down, jobs will disappear. And if global tensions escalate, this trade war could turn into something much uglier. This isn't just about tariffs. It's about what kind of future we want. Do we want a world where nations work together, or one where they build walls, economic and otherwise? Trump's gamble might make headlines, but it's the everyday people, you, me, and families across the globe, who'll pay the price if this goes wrong. Maybe it's time we asked, is America first worth the risk of a global collapse? So where do you stand? Are Trump's tariffs a stroke of genius or a recipe for disaster? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you. If you found this deep dive eye-opening, hit that subscribe button and join the Shockwave News Live family for more breaking updates on geopolitics, economics, and beyond. Until next time, stay informed and keep questioning the world around you.